Hey up guys, and welcome to the third video in the series Star Players, and we're going to be looking at my second Orc team that I've showcased. It's Warmongers FC. I like the badge, I like the colour scheme on the actual menu there for this team, and the reason I've created this team was if you've seen the first video and also on Orc side, I'd sort of picked up a few injuries there, and it was my first go at a team. This was my second team I ever created, and I wanted another go at the Orcs. I'd learned the game, its basics, its tactics, its sort of skill ups, and sort of what everything meant and what everything could do. So I created a new side, and I wanted to make them better, stronger, that kind of thing. So here we go, we'll open them up. The first video I also talked about the starting lineup, so I won't go into that too much detail, but if you haven't seen it, this team I've gone with a troll, and I've gone with 4 black orcs, 4 blitzers, a couple throwers and 3 linemen. We'll start off with the troll. As you can see, this team's levelled up a lot further than the first orc side. Took them a lot further, played a lot more games, really enjoyed it, playing with the team, knowing what I was doing a little bit more, still learning the game. You'll see this when we go through them, there's still a few mistakes. We'll go through them. We'll also talk about what's really good on the players, who are really good players, the star players in the side, choices I've made, that kind of thing. We'll open up the troll. First look at the troll, I think. And yeah, these guys, I don't think, well, I've said you don't really want to take them in the opening side. Some people don't like taking them at all, and I can understand that. However, I like taking them before I get to a really high team value. I mean, these do improve your team value a lot, having them inside. However, I like to have them there as an option, rather than relying too much on the linesman, or some gobos in there. And just, you know, it's really based upon his strength, the sort of the and bring him on from the bench when the opposing teams lost quite a few players, things like that. I like throwing them in the mix, especially when you know, I've got numbers advantage, and I don't need to rely or worry too much about having players around him, things like that. And we'll go through I mean, he's got his loner trait, you know about that. He's always hungry. It means that if you try and throw a goblin, if you've got goblins on your team, there's a chance he'll eat them. He likes his mighty blow like all your big guys, and really stupid. And I actually prefer really stupid to wild animal. I think it's not as bad a skill to deal with. However, you know, I do like wild animal. I do like the Minotaur a lot. Because of his frenzy, and because he can get things like tentacles, claw, that sort of stuff. So the troll compared to the Minotaur, I won't have in the team as much, or the starting team, should I say. And then you've got regeneration, good skill to have, because I mean, these guys get knocked down, injured, that kind of thing. You're not using your Apo. There's a good chance that, you know, they'll won't be injured, they'll be on the bench, you won't lose them for the entire game, that kind of thing. First skill I picked for this guy is guard, and if any big guy on you know, unless I got a double, this would be the first skill that you actually pick or go with, or an extra strength, for instance. Anything on the ability improvements, I won't pick. I won't choose anything other than strength on this guy at all. Stand firm. would be my second choice. I've got this right. I'd go guard, stand firm. I've got the double there with block. Brilliant to have, excellent to have on all your big guys. Reduces your turnovers you need for re-rolls, that kind of thing. Although you don't want to, you know, risk it on loner. You don't want to sort of be relying on that at all. And that's the risk you take, because these guys are unreliable, you know, and that's the sort of worry. And you've got a really strong team with your Orcs without these guys in there. They're practically all armour 9, apart from your gobos and your thrower, so you know you don't miss these too much, and you've got plenty of strength 4 in there too, and 4 blitzers, so you know, don't worry about these guys too much. Block, great skill. Then I've gone thick skull, and you know, it's there, it's a choice, it's not a bad choice. You only got strength access, so you know, you've got other stuff you could take, piling on, you could put on him. You know what I mean? He's still got to be able to get up and move that one extra square, which is more than the mummies can do, you know, so it's not the worst thing to put on him. And then you've got multi-block, stuff like that. You want to be getting another double on your troll if you have got one, but I mean that guy, I'm not too, you know, I don't mind him in the side because he's got the block ability. Well, let's go through the Black Orcs anyway. Let's get onto them and have a look at them. First guy, air block, tackle, mighty blow, guard, thick skull. I'd say yeah, block pretty much all you guys. Once you know, once you get to 6, you want to be picking that. You could go guard, you could go mighty blow first on the you know, 1 or 2 of them, or go 50-50, that sort of thing. I'd go mighty blow before tackle this guy. I'd also go guard, yes. You need plenty of guard in your team, earlier the better, but you still want your sort of aggressive skills, I'd say. You might blow your tackle, maybe get guard on a couple of them a little bit earlier, you know, try and mix it up. And then you've got thick skull. It looks like a dwarf to me. It looks not like it actually looks like a dwarf, but his skill set does. He looks a good model, the brilliant models these. It's my favourite Orc armour. Going off on a bit of a tangent here, sorry, but favourite Orc armour. I love the red spikes. I love the checkers on his shoulder armour. The badge looks really cool. Things like the skulls on these guys, smart. Anyway, yeah, skill wise he looks like a dwarf. So I'd probably go with that sort of setup. I'd probably go stand firm before I pick thick skull, but I mean, as thick skull after stand firm, I'd be happy with a couple of my Black Orcs sort of looking that way. You know, the sort of guys you want to have on the line, dependable, not sort of being pushed back, that kind of thing. Also able to take down blodgers. Great to have in your Orc team, because you do like the movement. We'll look at the next guy. And block, tackle, mighty blow, guard, dodge. So we'll go through him quickly, what I think's right. I mean, all the skills there are great. No complaints. I've got another guard in there, great. I'd say mighty blow before tackle again. Dodge, excellent to have. Spoke about it before. Makes them tougher to knock down. You know your opponent needs your tackle skill, your pals. Good to have on your strength 4s. Also good to have on your Black Orcs with great tackle. 2 really good skills go hand in hand. So you know, I've not got it here in this team, but I could, you know, you could quite easily consider that skill or add that as his final skill, make him a really good star player, legendary player, really strong Black Orc, but nothing out of the ordinary. And then here we go on to our next guy, and we've got block again, and we're giving him movement, I'm giving him tackle, giving him mighty blow. So yeah, mighty blow, tackle. Players, a lot of players probably won't go movement. Some of you probably won't go movement on a Black Orc. I don't mind it. I really don't. I know he's got access to general. I know he's got access to strength. So having that movement on there, I don't think it's a bad thing. You could, I mean, the reason I've put it on this guy, I want to sort of create him a little bit differently. I've got the movement, so I've got the general access, I've got the block, the tackle. I wanted him to give him frenzy, and giving him the extra movement makes him a, you know, a suitable Black Orc for that kind of thing. Decent amount of movement, good, you know, good for a sort of close quarters frenzy, blitz, that, anything like that. I saw you looking sort of guard to go with your frenzy, aren't you? And then you've got another really handy player, and you don't really get that on Black Orcs that much. You tend to rely on your frenzy, on your blitzers maybe. So having that, you know, it gives you a bit more depth, bit more for the opponent to worry about. And we go on to our final Black Orc guy, and got a double, great, you know, couple dodging Black Orcs, blodging Black Orcs there. Again, I go mighty blow before tackle, and then you're looking again, you could give this guy break tackle to go with his dodge. Oh, did I? I mean, I can't remember now, I'll have to go back. Did I get a dodge on one of my others? Yeah, I did. So, you know, I'm right. I mean, I'm talking about a couple of Black Orc dodges there. Brilliant for facing your high team value, chaos, Nurgle, that kind of thing. Gives them some more survivability. Makes it tougher for the opponents to tackle, especially a couple Black Orcs with dodge. They're not a dodgy side, they've not got agility sort of access on any of the players, so getting that in there is really handy. Something you really should consider on all your players, really. That, you know, when you get the double, you can look at other doubles. There are other doubles there that are handy, depending on which player it is, obviously, but we're talking Black Orcs. Jump up would be really good because they're only movement 4. So there's a few useful things there. I hope it helps. Hope it's giving you an idea. And here we go. We'll go on to the blitzers. These are your go-to players, your go-to blitzers. From the start, they've got block. So you're going to be making the majority of your blitzes, majority of your safe tackles are with these guys. You get 4 of them. Oh, you should start with 4 of them in your starting lineup, and they're really good players. Favourite blitzers for me in the game, especially when they get stat increases, and because they get to start off with the armour 9. Not many blitzers in the game start off with that. Beastmen can probably match them, you know, when they're maxed out, but they're not natural starting blitzers, although they do have the horn skill, which makes them really good to get 2 die with, obviously. So you do tend to use them in chaos, but they are armor 8, aren't they? So, you know, this is what I'm talking about. And you look at this guy, I've got a double, it's got dodge, great, brilliant, dodge, blodger, sort of blitzer straight away. I've got another dodge in the Orc side, fantastic. You're wanting to get agility or something to back that dodge up, and I've got an extra strength. Absolutely amazing rolls, movement after that, really good. Movement 7, strength 4. It's fantastic set of skills to get on these. Extra movement on these guys. I talked about it in the first video. Fantastic, really is fantastic. It helps you develop in so many ways, gives you so many options when playing the game that you don't get with the starting team, and you're hoping for the characteristics to improve. And he's got tackle, mighty blow, frenzy, so he's a really good player, legendary player, really top orc. And the blitzers are really smart models, aren't they? I mean, when they're in game and they're bent over and they've got that sort of Wolverine style thing going on there, there's sick looking models, especially with that helmet on as well, with the sort of big iron teeth at the front, sort of iron jaw protector thing. So love these guys. And when you build them up and they become, there's such an important part of the actual art makeup, and you miss these guys injured, miss game, when they die, you need to replace them, and you need to get them fast. You really do need 4 of these, and you need them strong. Look at our next guy. Block, extra movement again. You're talking extra movement, extra strength, extra agility on these guys. All of them are fantastic. Really good. Tackle, mighty blow, swap them around. Extra strength again. And then this guy has got sure hands. I've not gone frenzy. I could have got 2 or movement 7 frenzies in the team. That would be that, you know, as an opposing player looking at that, you'd go, what? You know, you'd be oh shit as soon as you went onto a multiplayer game and you saw someone with those kind of players. But I mean, I've gone a different way with this guy, giving him sure hands, and it's a good set. It's a really good skill to put on one of your blitzers, to consider to put on one of your blitzers. I don't know if you'll all agree with that, but I like the fact that this guy, you've not got that agility, as I've said, in your orc side, and it can cost you on your re-rolls significantly. Having this guy being able to pick up the pieces, drop balls, those sort of things, without using a re-roll, and to get away with his movement 7, brilliant to have. Using this guy in conjunction with my last blitzer, and they're just absolutely, you're just working together, working as a pair, 2 strength 4s, and just tear teams to pieces, absolutely rip them to pieces. The only thing I'm missing on this team with my blitzers is the piling on, and you know, you do want that on 1 or 2 of your orc blitzers. I'd say you want your piling on. It is really handy skill to have on the orc team. I mean, putting it on this team with all the strength 4, it'd be astounding. It really would, because you've got lots of strength 4 to back the players that have just been knocked down up as well. So you sort of look at that as you develop the teams and what you missed, and that's one of the things I picked up, is your piling on the orc team and on your blitzers. Here we go on the next guy. Block, tackle, mighty blow, break tackle, dauntless strength. So yeah, straight off, mighty blow before tackle, and then break tackle. I've got lucky on that. I'll try and explain that. If you're new to the game, your break tackles is dependent on your strength. It depends on your strength, and the higher strength you are, the more successful you'll be with your break tackle. So having break tackle on the strength 3 really isn't that useful. So I've got lucky there with rolling the extra strength after the break tackle. You really want your break tackle on your high strength players, higher the better. But I've got a bit lucky there, and the guy's got dauntless, so I've got a bit unlucky because it's not a bad skill to have on the blitzer. It's not one of your first choices, but it'd be good to put it on the blitzer that was sort of a sacker. I mean, they start off with block, so you don't really want to be getting blocked then wrestle. but you could give him tackle, strip ball, dauntless, and you know you sort of a few other skills on that. You've got a really good sacker. But as I was saying before, your dauntless works the opposite as break tackle. It gets worse, more useless the higher strength that you get. So a strength 4 dauntless, you're not really going to be using it at all unless you're going against strength 5 or above. So yeah, there you go. I mean, a few mistakes, a few sort of is sort of a hit and miss character there. It still can become pretty useful. Can still build him up, make him a really good player. But you know, I've made a few errors. On to the next guy, and again, similar to the last. But I'd say this guy's the weakest link in respect. He's not got the extra strength. He's got kick. Don't give your blitzers kick or your Black Orcs kick. Your troll, you know what I mean. You want to be giving it to your lineman if you're giving it to a player. It's handy skill to have on the Orc team because you don't have tons of mobility. So to be able to kick the ball close to the line of scrummage where you've got all your strong players, and maybe if the opponent's backed off a little bit and you can kick the ball there, get players around it, and where the ball's going to land, and then get quick step or a blitz in there, you know, you're all over it. So kick's a really good skill to have on your team. And put it on your lineman, not your blitzers. And then you've got mighty blow, sugar before tackle, dauntless again, not too bad, and then thick skull. I won't take that on any of my blitzers really. I mean, it gives them, you know, like I said before, against claw, but you know, it's just a waste considering what other skills you could go with, and before that would be more useful. Before that, stand firm, guard, loads there you could put there, piling on. He's not got pile, you know, put a piling on him, and the team looks a lot better, doesn't it? Instead, fit skill doesn't improve him, the team, it improves him but not the team. So that's what you want to be looking at. Let's go on to our throwers, and you've got pass, short hands, and extra strength again. First roll off for this guy, brilliant to have on the thrower. This team sort of shows you why I like these guys, why I like the throwers, and go about talk about that a little bit. It's just it gives you sort of your art seems lacking a little bit, and you can get in trouble. You can have plenty of players around the sort of ball blitzing you. You're not got the speed, so you can have your skinks and you can have your gutter runners all chasing down on the guy that's picking the ball up. That's got maybe 1 or 2 players to help him, but you know, you can get caught out in the open. You haven't got the movement if the ball goes right to the back of the, you know, towards your end zone. So you know, you're sort of chasing up a few turns. Extra strength, brilliant to have on these guys, and they've got the sure hands. So you've got a reliant picker-upper at the start of the game. So you know, this is why these guys are so good. And then with the passing ability, they can get out of trouble. This guy's got the extra strength. He's got the passing ability with the accurate. He's got the block, so it makes him a more efficient carrier. He's harder to get the ball off, especially with the extra strength. I've given him tackle there. So if he has got one, you know, if he's got a side step, you know, bastard skink stuck on him there, and he can't, he's got tackle there now. So he rolls a couple pushes, yeah, fair enough. But if he rolls defender stumbles, a pow, possibly a block, he's got away from that guy, you know. He's got away, and he's got movement 5, so we can get up the field a little bit. and then he's got the ability to pass it as well. So that's why I like these guys in the Orc team. Having one of these guys, I tend to, when I build a team up, take another just in case one's get injured, build it up, have a replacement there, and you'll see what that can give you also with the next guy. Another amazing player, an absolute legend in the making, and he's got the pass short and straight off, really good to have. Helps against strip ball. Then I've gone accurate to help with his passing to get me out of bother, and then you've got the extra strength again. I mean, brilliant. And then you've got block, so even better ball carrier, as I've said before. And then you've got agility, and what difference that makes. This guy, naturally gonna pick the ball up. You're gonna be very unlucky there for this guy not to pick it up. You're rolling snake eyes and you're cursing, aren't you? But there again, I mean, he's in the area, he's got an extra strength as well. Just two skills there to develop him with. You're looking at doubles, dodge, aren't you? With the agility, or you're looking doubles, maybe strong arm, but I go dodge first, you know. And then if you get a general skill, you're looking, you've got a few choices there with general, but I go a little bit more along the passing sort of side of things, maybe give him dump off because of his extra agility or something along them lines. And you've got an absolute, brilliant player. Here's your linesman. I mean, we got to the end there finally, but I mean, I wanted to go in a bit more in depth about this team, because they are my favourites, and this is such a really good side that I've created. Oh, some errors in there, but you got your linesman here, bog standard set of skills for them: block, tackle, fend. No doubles involved, no extras involved in respect of his abilities. But there you go, look at this guy, best linesman in the game for me. Movement 5, strength 3, agility 3, armour 9. First 3 there, get an extra roll on them, and what a player you've got, in any of them. Movement 6 linemen, strength, they are really good when you get extra strength on these guys. Movement 5, strength 4, agility 3, armour 9. He's a Black Orc. He's better than a Black Orc, and he's not got the strength accepts, but I mean his starting skills. And then you've got agility again. So much you can do with that. You've got someone that's reliable in respect to picking the ball up, a backup, as much, and then the last thing I mean you want to talk about is the fact that you can build these into dirty players, and they become really good dirty players. So I've developed 3 samey linesmen there, same set of skills. One of them being a dirty player would be ideal, and I'd do that now, or a couple of them, and just don't advance them, being a dirty player. Because I mean, in this side I've got a starting team with 10 players of strength 4 or above, and then 1 strength 3. So a couple of them being dirty players, and then 1 being a really good backup, sort of, strength 3 sort of stand-in if a guy gets injured. And what a side, what an absolute side, class team, and the roles on it have been absolutely fantastic for me there. I hope I've helped you out anyway. I hope you've given you a few ideas. You might agree, disagree, let me know. You might have some ideas there, let me know. It'd be lovely to hear from some of you players that like this game, and I've got something out of the videos, or have something to add to them. But anyway, chaps, thanks very much once again, and take care. Bye.